Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Cinematics video session 181. So basically in today's video, we will actually try to understand about the conditions and as well as the OR, especially, when it comes to checking it on the dataset level. So basically on dataset level, we can actually apply that condition and like it's like one and two, one or two. And, we can also have a combination of three keys like one and two and three, one or two or three and multiple and or combination. Now, I thought maybe this is a relatively simpler concept anybody can understand, but during my training journey, I thought when it comes to multiple combinations, like it's like one and two or three, and one or two and three, like something like this way, people actually tends to get confused. So here through this video, I will first of all start with a very basic. This video might be a cakewalk completely for many of you for sure, because I will be just walking through one and two and one or two and one and two and three and one or two or three time permits, but this will be just the base to understand about the different difficult combinations like one and two or three, something like that. Okay, so let's jump back to this and first try to understand what I'll be trying to explain, and then we will go through those conditions. Okay, so I'll go into Analytics Studio. I'll be going to the I'll be going to the data manager, and what I'll be doing is here I think there was a free session 22 which we had done at last. So let me search something like free session 23. Okay, we don't have any free session 23. We have something called as free session 22. We will be making one more session today. So that is will be free session 23 maybe. Okay. So what I will be doing is I'll be just taking a simple account object. Fine. So I'll be just taking a simple account object. So let me search for account. And I will be selecting very few fields. Okay, I don't need all of them. So I will be selecting name, ID, name, industry. I'll be selecting account type and one more maybe, which is account source. Okay, that's it. And I will be creating a data set, of course. And here, maybe what I will write is just to ensure it's a bit different from others. I'm just going to write you something like in bracket filter combination. Okay, this is just the name which I'm giving just to ensure, because we already had many other dataset created with account dataset. So I'm just giving this extra wordings, which is filter combination, and maybe we can take it now recipe dataset only, which is fine. And I will just save and run this. Okay, I will be writing as is session 23. Okay, and what I'll be also doing is I'll be also creating an SQL query. Okay, because it doesn't matter from where you do. And I think this is the fine. So you just have to select ID, name, industry, account source from account. I already had this one. So we have a total of 108 records. And let's see. So meanwhile, this session is running. What I will do is I will also bring out my paint application. Okay, and we will try to understand this part. So let's say I have a Venn diagram. Fine. Okay. Okay. And let's say I name this as A. Okay. Okay. Let me just. So this is my A. Okay. And this will be my B. Fine. So this is A. This is B. Fine. And I will be just writing something like where A equal to, let's say I have this industry. Okay, and B will be equal to, let's say type. Okay, so I will be just filtering out on, let's say, industry equal to agriculture, and here let's say my type will be partner. Okay, now let's monitor Yeah, so this ran successfully. Now what I'll be doing is very quickly I'll be going to dataset and very quickly I will check it if I have that dataset. Let me go to apps maybe. Let me go to recipe dataset. Let me check in the dataset. Yeah, this is the one. Account dataset filter combination. Now I can see it's 1008, okay, which is completely matching with what I saw in the SQL query, which is fine. Now the main point which comes over is this 1008, which you see, right? Now what happens? We apply certain filter condition. Let's say I apply industry equal to, let's say, agriculture, okay, and I apply one more filter count. I apply one more thing. Let's say account type is equals to partner, okay. Now we have this add filter logic, right? So basically we will understand this filter logic like one and two, one or two, when it becomes like when there are three fields, especially it becomes a bit confusing. So for example, we have this one and two, right? Now what is one? One is industry equal to agriculture and account type is equal to partner. And that is what I've written over here. Okay, so let me write here account type. Sorry, account type equal to partner. Okay. Now, what is this whole thing? So, firstly, what I will be doing is, yeah. So the first step is this will be my, let's say I write A and B, okay? I write this condition A and B, okay? Okay, anyways. So this is my A and B. So what happens is if I click on apply, right, industry equal to agriculture and account type equal to partner. Now what this does is, so if this is a Venn diagram, what is the meaning of A and B? So A and B, it actually means, so if I take this paintbrush, so A and B is actually this particular portion. That's the meaning of A and B. If I say it in English words, it's basically something which is common between A and B. Okay. So it's like whatever records are there where we have industry as well as account, those records are going to pop up. Okay. So what I will be doing is maybe if I go to my compare table right now, okay, or maybe instead of compare table, uh, 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 yeah, I think I can go for compare table as well, or maybe I can also go for values table. That will make more sense. So let's say right now I just have, let's say, the account name, uh, industry and type. So if you see over here on this whole value table, you are getting all those records which are having agriculture as well as partner, all those records, right? And similarly, if you just apply it over here, where industry equal to agriculture, and I think I didn't query the type. So what I will do is I will be putting the type over here as well. Okay. Now, as you can see, maybe that's fine. The industry and type, if you see, so maybe for now, I think I can remove this account source also. That's not needed. But as you can see here, if I deal with industry and type, I'm getting all those records which are having industry and partner both. Okay. So that's the meaning of this first one. Okay. Right. A and B. Now let's come to the second one. So for example, let's say I have this condition called A or B. Oh my God. Okay. So let's say I have this condition A or B. Fine. Now, what is the meaning of this A or B? So again, I will be drawing this diagram. Now, when it comes to A or B, right? So similarly, it's A and it's B. Okay. So very quickly, I can just write it over here. That's fine. So it's A, and similarly, we have something called B. Okay. Now, when it comes to A or B, what happens? So now all this will get yellow color, which means every records which are having either industry or partner. So it's like agriculture or partner. If it is there, both are going to come up. So for example, if we see it right now, let's say here, I change this to or, and if I run the export, you can see we have this agriculture. It doesn't matter if the type is customer, because that's what I can see from the Venn diagram also, right? It's like A or B. So everything will come up which is having industry as well as the account. That's the meaning of A or B. Okay, that's the meaning of this. Okay, now let's say uh, in the same condition. So let's say I have this one, right? Okay, forget about it. Let's say I just write something like C as well. Okay, so I have this. Okay, I have this C, let's say, is equals to, let's say I take the account source of web. Okay, if I take the account source of web, how it's going to be? Fine. So again, it will be like if I go for A and B and C. Okay, so that's a relatively simple one, right? So it will be like the completely common one. Okay, so for example, if I just again make this one. Okay, and similarly you have all this text, so basically this will be A. Okay, and similarly this will be B. Okay, and similarly this will be your C. Okay, now again, basically if I go for this color, it will be this common one, right? So right now what I'm going to do is like here, let's say I have this. So what will happen is I will have all the records which will be having industry as well as partner as well as web. Okay, those records will only come up. So what I will do is maybe on the dataset side itself. Okay, if I just write over here account source, let's say equal to web. Okay, and what I will be doing is under this one, let's say I bring the source one. Okay, and let's check the filter condition. Yeah, it's 1 and 2 and 3, as you can see over here, right? So you can see it's the common one. Okay, now what will happen with all condition? Or with all condition, all those will pop up. Like either it can be agriculture or it can be partner or it can be web. Okay, that's how it will work out for the or condition. So that's something which we can maybe check out in the next one. Now this, I know it can be a relatively cakewalk for many of you, which is fine, but definitely when it comes to three conditions, right? So for example, here we have 1 and 2 and 3. For example, if you go something like 1 and 2 or 3, 1 or 2 and 3, in that case, sometimes it can be a bit confusing. And especially this is like for three fields, but if we go for three or more fields, that can be confusing as well. That's why I have just wanted to cover this topic. Now, very quickly, I will be saving this one. Okay. And I will be saving this as something like filter combination. Okay. So I can just write something like understanding filter combination. I will saving it in my recipe dataset. So in our next video, we will actually try to understand the different kind of combinations on this one, and we'll continue on this topic as well. Okay. So yeah, thank you, and let's meet very soon in our next video.